Announced during Pokemon Day was a new title coming later this year, Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. The games were unveiled in a trailer that mixed live action as well as sweeping vistas that contained actual game visuals. One thing that this game is trying to do new is that they are introducing an open world. The previous games usually followed the formula of having a hub or base or separate maps for each area. These newest chapters will have a rich new world for players to freely and seamlessly explore. 3 starter Pokemon were revealed with a choice of grass, fire and water Pokemons, Sprigatito, Fuecoco and Quaxley. Depending on which game you pick up, you will also get different coloured outfits to wear, bright orange for Scarlet and purple for Violet. No release date has been announced as of yet, but it should be towards the end of the year. Pokemon Legends also got some news with a free content update, Daybreak, which released this week. New outbreaks of Pokemon and rainstorms have headed to the Hisui region. Players will get to investigate these new happenings and find out what is going on. Joining the investigation is Warden Mai from the Diamond Clan as well as her Pokemon Munchlax. Trainers will also be able to battle new types of foes, specifically legendary Pokemon Wardens. The collectors in us will definitely appreciate these new entities and opportunities to fill up their Pokédex. Daybreak activities are specifically endgame focused. Another high-level system being added with the Daybreak update is the Eternal Battle Reverie. This option becomes available when a player goes to sleep in their quarters. During their slumber, they will be visited by Arceus in their dreams and face the eternal battle, testing the player's mettle. One other endgame system will allow the player to take on some trials at the Jubilife Village training grounds. Don't forget to also claim free Pokeballs with the code Arceus Adventure from the Mystery Gifts menu before March 31st. Genshin Impact is constantly getting new great content additions, and the newest update called Divine Ingenuity is no exception. This includes challenging dungeons as well as the option for players to create their own. Released this week, the new update adds a limited time event that can be accessed if you have completed Chapter 1 Act 3 of the Archon quest and are Adventure Rank 28. As with any event, players will be rewarded with Primo Gems, Hero Wits, Talent Level Up materials, Enhancement Ores, and more. The Adventurers Guild has suddenly discovered the appearance of mysterious new domains outside of Liyue, which was the setting of the version 2.4's Lantern Rite festivals. Travelers will then be able to unlock 2 new game modes, namely the preset domains and the custom domains. In the custom domains, players can create their own domain, which includes picking terrain, mechanisms, traps, and boons. Genshin Impact is available on PC, PlayStation, iOS, and Android. The free-to-play MMO action RPG Lost Ark revealed its March content, which sets to add rebalances to Tier 1 and Tier 2 content, plus adding a new Abyssal raid, new islands, and story content following Kadan. The team at Lost Ark actually revealed that some dungeons and encounters had a very low completion rate. Apparently, some instances only had 10% of players able to complete them. Upcoming changes are actually based on player data and feedback. This includes adjustments to Abyssal dungeons and Guardian raids. The new Abyssal raid will feature the majestic deer Argos, who will have 3 distinct phases. While previously we've had Abyssal content, the raid will have 8 players instead of 4, with more challenging bosses. Be sure to gear up and get ready if you want to have a chance against Argus and the rest of the endgame content. Check out our Lost Ark wiki for more information on the game. A recent Q&A session by producers Tomomi Asano and Yuzeaki Arai of Triangle Strategy shed some light on new details about the game, including its length, difficulty modes, and downloadable content. The episode covered a few questions about Triangle Strategy, including the game's length. Players can expect roughly 30 hours to reach one of the endings according to Asano. There are no plans for DLCs at this moment. As for the difficulty, there is a hard mode which is designed for those looking for a solid challenge, according to producer Yuzeaki Arai. Best suited for veterans of tactical RPGs according to Asano, so if you think normal mode isn't scratching that challenge itch, hard mode might be your preferred difficulty. In case you missed it, Triangle Strategy is an RPG with retro-styled characters but mixed in with HD backgrounds. The game is set to combine tactics with decision making, as players use a grid-like system to attack enemies and place their characters into battle. Triangle Strategy is now available on the Switch since March 4th. You can also check out the demo before you buy. Ashes of Creation creative director Steven Sheriff shared some exclusive new details about the MMORPG on 2 highly anticipated features this week: Animal Husbandry System and the Pyre character race. The team is also gearing up for the upcoming Alpha 2 testing of the game, although no date has been revealed as to when this will take place. Ashes of Creation Alpha 2 testing is expected to be much larger than the ones that came before. One of the highlights is that max character level is looking to be increased to at least level 35. The animal husbandry system in Ashes of Creation is one of the largest professions in the game. One huge aspect is taming, which will allow you to find, capture, tame, train, and even breed the wild animals you come across. Now, this is a pretty huge profession to say the least. This is why Intrepid Studios plans to gather as much data as they can during the Alpha 2 testing stage. Steven also unveiled the Pyro character race in the Ashes of Creation's developer update. The Pyro should be quite familiar to avid RPG players. This is the game's version of the Wood Elves with a twist. The Pyros have antlers that distinguish themselves, say, from the Tolno race, who have horns. It's not too long until the release of Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, which launches this month. The action RPG, which is set in the same universe as Final Fantasy I, brings a new combat challenge for players on March 18th. A recent interview with the team shared location inspirations, crafting systems, the party system, as well as the feedback that they received from the trial versions. Two major locations have already been revealed, the Cavern of Earth and the Sunken Shrines. These places were shown in recent trailers, but their inspiration lies within the original Final Fantasy game, according to Ingenuity. The focus for Stranger of Paradise was not to just take inspiration from the previous titles, but to make levels fun in its own right. Previously, it was revealed that crafting systems are part of Stranger of Paradise, the options to upgrade and disassemble equipment. The way the weapons are designed in the system allows players to gain control over the effect of the weapon to a certain extent, rather than just relying on the equipment that they find. Stranger of Paradise will give players a group of 3 characters rather than just a duo. The size of the group brings balance to the game as players can switch between different jobs, but their party members cannot. Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin will be releasing on March 18th for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. Elden Ring is off to a great start launch-wise, with figures approaching 280,000 units sold in Japan alone on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, as well as reaching over 800,000 active players on Steam. The top 10 selling titles in Japan, according to Famitsu, have Elden Ring taking both first and second place when it comes to units sold, with the PlayStation 4 version coming first and the PlayStation 5 version of Elden Ring coming in second. The third on the list goes to Pokemon Legends Arceus on Switch, with over 60,000 units sold. It's safe to say Elden Ring has had a great launch. If you haven't dived into From Software's latest Dark Fantasy action RPG, you should check out our Elden Ring review as we share our impressions of the game after spending over 100 hours playing. Before you head into the lands between to become one of the Tarnished, be sure to check out our Elden Ring Beginner Guide, the ultimate new player guide. For everything else, head to the Elden Ring Wiki. Well, that's it for the Week in the Wikis. Please join us again next week for yet another great week of gaming. Remember to check out our VIP program for some exclusive supporter benefits. And budding writers should take advantage of our Become an Author initiative. Thanks again for being part of this great community. Keep checking in with us with news, reviews, YouTube streams and vids, and general wiki goodness.